Here we go, guys. What's going on? My name is Davide.
And my name is Giovanni. Welcome back to Sen-
Welcome back. It's
to
been a
Senza
while.
Forchetta. It's
It's
been a
been a
while.
while, Giovanni. Huh?
When was the last video that we did?
I mean that you did. I'm not sure of it.
Yeah,
Um,
I
it was
published
like,
a travel video.
yeah. How long was it? How long ago was it? I don't
I think
remember.
it was
I mean,
about 1 month ago or so.
okay, yeah,
Let
yeah.
me
But
actually.
basically, I think since January of 2026, I stopped working on the project. I think. Is that right? It's been
Yeah,
a while, huh?
I
Yeah.
think, yeah, because I think the last video was around, yeah, it was before the end of the year. It was before the end of
Was
the
it?
year.
Or maybe just around that, just maybe in the first days of 2026. I remember we published the episode with my cousin. I think it was like the 3rd of January, something like that. But I may be mistaken. I'm not sure. But yeah, so it's been a while. I'm glad to be here because we are doing something very important. We were talking about this before, and um, every good thing in life ends at some point, you know. So we need closure because it's like a relationship, or it's like a a good part of your life that comes to an end, and it's a chapter closed, you know. And but we need to close it. So we're here to hopefully do that in the best way possible. I'm not sure what's gonna come out, but I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah,
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 first of all, I was saying to you before, I really thank you
yeah,
so much for being willing to do
um,
this with me because it's an experiment
yeah,
at the end of the
yeah.
day. All that we
I'm
do is
very glad. Yeah, I'm very glad to be doing this, and I'm sure that I mean good things are gonna come out from this, and also this is like a new beginning as well, because as things come to an end, new things come to life, you know, they regenerate and they take new forms. Also our relationship, because our relationship didn't start with Senza Forchetta, didn't start with this podcast, but goes way back,
what
goes so far back that I
what's the
don't
first memory you have with me?
I know perfectly. I remember we were like at the next to the church in our hometown. We come from a very small hometown near Venice, and my first memory of you was you coming with a bike to this field, like we were playing soccer,
Yeah.
football, and we arrived. We were there playing, and you arrived with your bike. And I remember at first I didn't know what to think about you, because you were really like you are right now. Like you are really open, you know, really out there. And I was kind of more shy kind of guy, so I was like, "Oh, I don't know about this guy. Who is he? Who is he? That he's friendly with all my friends. I'm not sure what to think of him." Um, but you know, then like I don't know, we kind of started being friends. But then the best part was, I remember this was the first day of our second year at middle school, and I remember we all took play our spot in the classroom, and the spot next to me remained, you know, empty, so I was alone. You came like late. I remember. I don't know, because we were already. Everyone was there. You came
Probably.
late, and the only available place was the one next to mine. And so I guess, and then a beautiful friendship started. You know, and I guess that it's not random. Not I don't think that was casual. I think that was meant to happen in a way, you know? I feel that way. Because
Yeah.
after all these years, how many years have passed? I think like 15 years at least, maybe 16.
Yeah, I think
Uh
least to
or
16.
maybe
Yeah,
17, maybe. I don't know. Oh my God,
would love it if
it's
it
been a
was
long
7.
time. Yeah. And we're still here, so that's kind of
Onward.
something to be grateful for sure. I mean, I could have been anybody else, or maybe I could have had another classmate next to me, but it was you since there, and I felt much less alone. And God, only God knows how much you helped me and you over the years, because we also did the high school together, and also there it was a tremendous help also with people, because you're a good thing about you is that you're so good with people that it's effortless for you in a way. I always felt that way. For you, it's effortless. For me, it's always been like a pain in the ass to deal with people and to make myself, like
Seen.
uh, yeah. So yeah. So thank you, Giovanni. Thank you.
I mean,
And what?
these are so kind words from you. I mean, that
Yeah. And outside of this podcast, I insult him the whole time. Like,
yeah, but that's part of it. Like
yeah,
it's lovely.
yeah.
We accept everything,
Yeah.
but
What about you? What about you? What was the first
yeah,
memory?
I mean, first memory, the
Yeah.
first memory that I can
Yeah.
recollect for
Yeah.
myself is when we were doing catechism in
Ooh.
this was even before like, middle school. I think this was
Yeah.
like very first time I met you, and I remember this guy with this huge curly hair, like
Yeah.
like like a tree,
You can
basically.
tell. Yeah, you can
Like,
tell right now, but I was really forgetting. Yeah.
yes, with these glasses, and like you had like
Oh,
a
did I?
and with a green like cord.
But
I
I
would go.
think your memory. No, I think your memory is confused because I used to wear those glasses before I had long hair.
No,
Well,
this was like a catechism. I think we were about
elementary, like.
yeah, elementary school. It must have been.
Okay, yeah, but I didn't have long hair in elementary
Yeah,
school.
I well when we or maybe it was okay. You but
No,
you
I used to.
okay.
Yeah,
The hair came later, but what you did
yeah,
have, like it's imprinted in my brain, is the glasses
with the
with the
green thing that
green
we had.
cord. There's like,
Yeah,
and this guy
and
like had his notebook and he was like writing something, or I don't know. You were always sketching something,
yeah,
and you were there. You were like,
but not there.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, between the
You were
clouds.
in the no in your
Yeah,
world, right? And so,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah,
always found you fascinating and really an interesting mind that has a lot to show to the world.
yeah,
This is what I see in people, and that's why when you say it's easy for me, it's because I see that thing in them,
yeah,
and so
yeah.
that's why
But
it then becomes
maybe also because you see it in yourself.
yeah, for sure.
Uh, yeah, that goes a long way into like also respecting others. Seeing um, the good
Yeah.
things about yourself.
That said, that not narcissistic aspect of me,
Mm.
also because
Yeah,
that love that I have for myself, because I have to see the good in people, you know, that also comes from I have to keep seeing the good in myself. So in a way, I believe uh, I am very good, right? But that is in itself narcissistic, and that's my shadow, you
I
know.
don't think but I don't think it's such a bad thing. I mean, narcissism.
No,
I
it's my
mean,
shadow.
yeah,
It's not a bad. There's nothing good or bad per se. It's
yeah,
what do you do with it that I think it's the
yeah,
point.
yeah,
You know, you have to
yeah,
embrace your dark side, so to say, like the things that are just a part of your product of the way you're made, but that they're less easy to integrate. I feel like,
yeah.
but we all come from the same
That's
place.
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
and I
But
mean,
we are also so different from one another.
yeah,
It's kind of amazing. Like
yeah,
we're all human beings. We all share a similar experience. I mean, some do, some don't, of course. But
yeah.
still, we are. so caught with our own perception of things that, I mean, I am talking for myself right now. Like, I've always been that kind of guy, that the kind of guy that it's always a little bit, shy, a little bit, sketching, don't really pay attention, not really living the moment, because I'm thinking about something else, and but you, on the opposite, like, you live for the moment. You've always have, I think, in a way.
In a way, but I also tend to overthink and
Yeah.
project onto the future. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm not very grounded to the present moment of enjoying, I don't know, a cup of coffee or sitting or breathing. This is something
Okay.
I'm not particularly good at. So
Okay.
I'm good at seeing the good in the moment. So then I adapt to it. But then I'm also not going at being present all the time. But what I realized about being present, which is probably why you were, when you were a kid, you were so connected to yourself, and then, but to others, it seemed like you were like not connecting to, but you
Yeah.
were grounded to yourself. So in a way, I actually believe you are much more in the present moment than I am, because your ability to stay grounded to yourself, it's easier than what I have to do, because I'm drawn to energies, not to other people. So who
Mm.
am I if I'm always drawing from other people? So that, like, in that, to me, in the relationship
Mm.
that we have, you represent that, because you're much better at being in the moment. Whereas
Okay.
you're not so good at how to say, being proactive and open to the others, where I'm
Hmm.
more that. And that's how we complement each other,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. But I would say this changed a lot
Yeah.
throughout the years. Like, right now, I feel much more connected to others. I spent a long while being kind of a loner, kind of ikikomori, kind of. Those stages in my life where I didn't really have any friends, where I didn't really have people to connect with on a personal and also like a physical level. Like, I didn't have any friends. I live in Rome, and like, I didn't have really a group of people or friends, like, close friends here. So I used to being kind of always in my room, like doing my music, doing shit that I like or shit that I don't like. I don't know, whatever. Um, Masturbating, like, like the
Who doesn't?
typical, the who doesn't, the typical loner type. But then I discovered the power of, through also getting to know myself better. I think I've made it easier for me to also connect with other people. That's why I was asking you. Like, it's good to see the good things in yourself, because then you can also project that feeling towards other people. And
Yeah.
that makes for, I think, stronger relationship in general. And now, like, it's different. Like, now I seek other people, and other people seek me. And there's like, I have good friends. I know that I'm never alone, and that's an important thing, I think, to get off my chest, like, to just say, like, recognize the beauty in yourself, whatever is your situation, whatever you've lived, whatever you think you are, whatever your idea of what you should do, or what the how wrong is the thing that you think you're doing, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter, because you have the power of being like, you have the capacity of being the best version of yourself at all times. And the I think the point, and maybe the point of life, is getting to, that part being like the main one at all times, the best part of yourself always. Yeah. And also, this happened because of Buddhism. As Giovanni knows, I discovered Buddhism, and Buddhism, it's that. it's basically, recognizing that you're a Buddha, or that you are, uh, there's an enlightenment in yourself, and that's everyone has it. And so, like, how do I bring this enlightenment to the world, to my relationship, to my work life, to my profession, yeah, to whatever aspect of my life um, uh, can be better, thanks to me being in contact and being, really close to the part of myself that it's really me in the end. It's like being the best version of yourself means like to take away all those social structures that you think you are, kind of influencing you in a bad way, and get the person,
Yeah.
outside, the person that you are.
The thing that I struggle, for example,
Yeah.
in like the defining the best version of myself is also the fact that I have to accept who I am, right? So like what does it mean, the best version of myself? Is it like complete acceptance of whatever I am emanating, or is there still the need to like define it as a best version, like a refined, a more improved, kind of like what we have in the softwares, right? We have version 1, version 2.
Well, I think we humans are much more complicated that we think, and then a software as well. I don't know, like, we don't function the same way, and
Or maybe we do.
um,
We don't clearly.
yeah, I guess that we cannot suppress that part. I mean, we all have that part of ourselves that thinks, that voice, that inner voice that thinks we are not enough. We are not good enough for people. We're not good enough for ourselves. We're not good enough to do the job that we ought to do. All of those things. It's like the human experience. I think is defined by the way you interact with that part of yourself. If you keep listening to that voice and if you believe it, chances are that you're not gonna live a very happy life. That's what I think, But it's important to acknowledge that voice because it's part of you. I mean, it doesn't define your whole identity, but it's a part of yourself that has been, traumatized, and it's been, um it kind of still the kid inside of you that is afraid of life, is afraid of things, is afraid of everything,
Could
and
we say
doesn't
that
trust
this
himself.
is, could we say
What?
that this is Jung's shadow, like this idea that you just explained?
Yeah, I'm not so familiar with the technical parts of the theory. I know it, but yeah, the shadow is basically the part of yourself that it's hidden in plain sight. That's the way I see it.
Wow, that's a very good way to describe it.
Yeah, it's like,
It's hidden in
you're,
plain.
yeah, you're being kind of controlled by something that you don't even recognize. It's the thing that makes you envy, like the thing that makes you,
But don't you think that's definitely like it's an unnecessary aspect of living
yeah,
to have that shadow, you know?
it's a part of being human. It's,
Yeah,
you cannot escape it, I think.
yeah.
The way, the thing I was saying before, like, the human experience is determined by the way that by the relationship you have with your shadow, and how you let the shadow take control of your life. I mean, that's, I don't know Jungian philosophy so much, psychology. I am not an expert. I am just a musician, a music guy. But I get interested about that thing. I have my Jung book there, and I've opened it. I've read like 2 pages, and then I put it back in the library. So I'm not, I cannot
But
like speak.
telling you about my shadow that I've been like trying to accept. For example, I can't read. Like I think I have dyslexia. So
Yeah.
like for me, reading is not a pleasurable experience.
Mm.
I I will read if I can, like something not too long, and because I get my concept by interacting with others. I don't necessarily need to read if I need to get the gist. Then of course that also implies that I would never be an expert in anything. But that's fair, like that's
But
also the.
the question I think is what, why should you read? Why do you want to read? Or
I mean, I don't
yeah,
know. I
no.
think people say you can get interesting ideas from books, and I think that's a great thing. So that would motivate me to go and read a book. Like, it's about
Mm.
meaning, about purpose. Is this
Um,
book helping me find meaning in whatever I'm doing? So
yeah,
that's a tool, right? So that's the way I would see reading, as a tool to
yeah,
get meaning out of living, because it's somebody else who stopped in the moment of their life and they put down their thoughts and they shared it with the world, right? So
yeah,
it's a living human experience frozen in time. Then you can always open and like get a glimpse of what that must have felt like. So it's about connection. So
yeah.
it's
But like, I ask you because that's kind of the way I used to think as well. Like now I'm reading three books at a time. I have a book for my morning. I have a book for my daily life, when I'm traveling, when I'm going around. And then I have a book before going to bed at night. That's a more the fantasy type, the more narrative. Uh, Book is for at night, before I go to bed. I want to put myself into the story. But because I used to say, until I am not finished with this book, I cannot go on, and my pattern was that I never finished any book ever, like
yeah,
I've
because
always been starting it.
the framework
And
didn't work for you, and that's great.
yeah,
You don't
yeah, I
work the
think,
same way. Like the
yeah.
discipline, it's different from
Yeah,
person
and
to person.
maybe it takes me like, I don't know, 2 months to read a book because I'm not reading it all the time. But it doesn't matter. Like if as long as I'm taking out something out of that book, uh, that's fine. Like even if I read like 3 pages one morning, and then I'm gonna get back at it the morning after, and then the morning after that, and so on and so on. And maybe it takes you 1 year to read a book, but you've
Okay,
established like a pattern. I don't know.
but then, can you advise me a book? Because honestly, I finished one and I really loved it. It was Il cacciatore di aquiloni. I don't know in English.
Okay. Yeah.
Kite hunters or something. Like it was based in
Let's
in
see.
Afghanistan, and this book about this Afghan kid growing up in Kabul during
The
like
the kite the kite runner.
the kite
The
running.
kite
Yeah,
kite runner. Yeah.
yeah, and that book was really really good and
Mm.
it resonated with me a lot,
Yeah.
especially the pain of the main character at the beginning, where he basically betrayed his friend and he was living with the guilt for a long part of his life until he chose to be courageous and to go at it. And I was like, that was so, you know, that's why I'm saying this is where I'm at after reading this book. So I'm asking you for an advice on where should my journey go next. I'm asking for direction, you know?
I mean, this is like a classic narrative, like it's a very famous book, I think. I don't know
Yeah.
if you like this type of reading. There are lots of things that you could read. I'm not an expert. I'm saying
I care about
it takes
meaning.
me it takes 3 months for me to finish a book. That's what I'm saying. I'm not reading many books. Like the fact that I'm reading 3 books is because I want this because I want different things every time I put myself through it, like in the morning I have more a philosophy book. I'm not even sure what it is right now. I think it's here. Um,
So you attach the book based on the what you want to like foster in that moment, for example. So if you want to be like a high mental energy, you would
so
read a
I
book.
have I have like I found my three types of book that I'm interested to, which is narrative, which is like more philosophy and life, spirituality and things like that. And then I have like the more biographic book, human experiences in general. And of course, I was saying I'm Buddhist, so two of these three books that I'm reading right now are from a Buddhist author, which was also the president of Soka Gakkai, which is the Buddhist institution, let's say, and which is Daisaku Ikeda. He has written many, many, many books from the more philosophic part of Buddhism to the most basic human life, narrative based and everything. So gives me also like a spiritual guide. It's like way to conduct myself in the world, thanks to his um, the way he behaves. Like I say, okay, that's something I really admire. I really aspire to be that kind of person. That person that isn't afraid of showing who he is, who really is. And so, okay, I take something away from it every time I read it. It's even if I read like 5 pages, it takes me maybe I don't know how long it does it take me
Can you
to
send
read
me the
five.
link? Can you send me the link of this one because it feels quite accurate for me for what I want to feel and like that leads us to me about talking about the future. So
Yeah,
like um, what I've been reflecting also many aspect of my life. I think Senza Forchetta is a part of it.
yeah,
Um, but it is this willingness to be myself, whatever that means, and
yeah,
to believe in myself, which doesn't mean like blind faith, but it just means that you believe you are enough to do what it takes to be yourself.
yeah,
Okay, so like
yeah,
I just need. I feel like this feels like a very difficult journey for me because it requires change, and it feels like if I have some support, which I could find in a book or in a friend, and we go back to relationship, it's
yeah,
it's something that I think that is meaning. It's what makes the journey worth living because we share these true raw emotions with each other, and
yeah.
we grow and learn from them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think like a new phase of our relationship started when I suggested you a book from Eckhart Tolle.
Oh yeah.
We, which one was it? A New World, I
The
think.
power of now. Oh, the new
The
world.
part,
I think it was
the
the new
first,
world.
yeah, but it's his second book actually. The his
Look,
first book was The Power of Now, but I
I
think I suggested you that one, A New World.
I used to
You
see.
still have it? Yeah,
Yeah. No, I think it was the power of now. Let me see.
I have both, but I think it was this one.
Un nuovo mondo. Yeah, yeah. After the new world.
Yeah, there it
Uh-huh.
is. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, we have the same book.
yeah, yeah. Because
Wow.
I gifted it. I remember you asked me, can you leave it here because I was at your place in Berlin,
Yeah.
and you said, oh, you could leave it to me. It's interesting. And I said, okay, I'm gonna gift it to you. So
Yeah.
I signed it
Well,
to you then
I
later. Yeah,
gifted also you a book about discipline, which
yeah,
is still in the pipeline, in the backlog.
yeah, yeah. It's still like there, but it's
So at
you
some
know.
point, it will become a priority. At some
Yeah,
point.
but that's also good of books. Maybe there's a book that inspires you in a way. There's something interesting about it,
Yeah.
and it's not like you have to consume it right now. It's still there. Maybe one day I will read it for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not the day is not close. It's not very near.
It's
I
not
don't know.
tomorrow.
Yeah, it's not tomorrow for sure. Yeah, but yeah, it's interesting.
No,
Um,
but now coming back also to Senza Forchetta,
yeah,
uh, I think what we decided is that because we started this project together, is that we are going to close it Senza Forchetta, which doesn't mean that the videos are deleted. It means that it's
well,
there because it's
of
what we
course.
put out, and it could be that it gets regenerated. Like we never know what shapes it take. What we can say is that we are regenerating ourselves. So we're letting ourselves explore other ways in which this could manifest, kind of like an experiment.
Yeah,
An
yeah,
experiment with love,
definitely.
with love.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that to me would be like the last point of that I wanted to make is that about love, like, I mean, I really love what we did. I love how we did it. And I also love you, you know.
yeah,
It's, it is about loving each other, you know. And it, like, it wasn't easy when you were giving me your decision about leaving it.
yeah,
And it was hard, like for me personally. But then I also like started seeing, like, especially when you said it came from the heart. When you told me that, I was like, and then it's the right thing, because there's
yeah,
no other possibility. It means it just need to happen for it to regenerate or
yeah,
evolve, or whatever you want to call it.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, I love you too, Giovanni. And yeah, it's really interesting also to think about the relationship you have with love, because I think it could be mistaken for many other things sometimes. But we come back to this argument, like to this thing about being true to yourself. It's also to love yourself, and when you love yourself, you understand yourself, you understand why you're doing things, and also you're
You're
more connected
compassionate.
to your heart. Yeah, you're compassionate to yourself,
Yeah.
and so
That
you
is one
cannot
of
do
the
wrong.
founding principle. Be
Yeah,
compassionate.
if you listen to your heart, I think you can never be wrong, like, because your heart is
Yeah.
more like honest that your mind could ever be. Your mind
The, the
will make up
difficult
every. Yeah,
the difficult part there is to know, like, where is it coming from, because is it coming from the heart? It's not always easy, like you said, what is love, what is not love. And like, because again, we are also shadow, right? So
yeah,
that's, I think, the way in which any person could potentially connect to another is that they're fully aware of each other's shadows, and they just adapt to it, in the best
yeah,
way possible, so that the outcome is reduced, like the negative
yeah,
outcome is
yeah,
reduced.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah, and yeah.
Any future last word, David? Any concluding
Future last word, so I can think about it and tell you later.
thoughts?
um, no, I mean, I think this is it. I guess that you should follow your heart. Like, and it takes practice. It takes really, like, you have to work on yourself. It's like um being happy, like, like, also it's not like easy. It doesn't come automatically with living. It takes effort. You have to recognize that part of yourself, that that you know enlightened part of yourself every day, like the good part, the good things that you can put into the world. You have to do it every day. Is constant. It's like never ending. It's every second, basically. It takes effort. It's not easy, but you do have it for sure. It's not possible that you don't. So even if you're living whatever you're living, maybe it's a shitty situation, and I've lived many. Maybe it's like you feel nothing in life. Totally. How would you say it in English? I'm not sure. Um, apathy.
See, you feel apathy. So you don't feel.
Anhedonic. Anhedonic. You cannot good see have happy feelings, happy thoughts. Even in that moment, you need to know that you're much more than the 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 way you see yourself. Like, and I've lived many difficult times. I mean, for my experience, of course, it's relative. Many people live much worse outside, experiences. But the way I was living it in my head, it was like the world was crashing down, under my feet, and I felt like really at the end of a barrel, at the bottom of the barrel. Um, but I guess, like, then I just found out that with a little effort, I could really see that I could I could put something in the world which I could be proud of, or just I could be, make a difference and live a happy life, because that's a decision. It's not human experience, like basic, yeah, automatic. You have to decide it that you want to be happy
You have to
at
contribute.
first. Yeah. And like, I think being happy means also like to um, realize your full potential. What
Yeah.
is your potential? What can you do in the world? What can you bring? Oh, do you have a voice that will bring something in the world? The first step is to recognize that you have,
Yeah.
and your voice is unique. Only you have it. Your mission, if you want. So wake up to your mission, and because you have one, maybe you don't know what it is. Maybe it will take time to discover that, but I'm sure that if you make an effort to do it and to improve yourself every day, even in little steps, I think eventually you're gonna find that out. So yeah, that's what I would say. Like, last words, if I have to say this to the few people that are watching us, that may or maybe many people, I don't know, we never know.
Maybe not
um
now, but in a couple of years, you never
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Just take a chance on yourself, take a chance on your happiness, because you deserve it in the end. Nobody wants to live an unhappy life unless you convince yourself that you do want it. But that's just, letting the shadow take control of
Yeah.
yourself.
I think the other aspect of this is responsibility. You know, once
Yeah,
like you understand that you want to look for your happiness, you need to take responsibility also for others, because
it's yeah,
happiness takes effort,
yeah,
and effort means work. Work means connecting to others as well, and thus you know you need to take responsibility for the actions that you take as well.
yeah. And many
Follow,
people, yeah,
yeah, follow your heart. Follow. I'm sure if people follow their heart, they will lead always to positive consequences. But sometimes we mean well, but it doesn't land well.
yeah,
So we need to take ownership of what we are doing. Like, that's also the other part of balancing it, right? Because that's also the way in which you can correct the failure much quicker and avoid going back to that state, because it's all a cycle. So you could end up back again suffering. So how do you stop that? If you take ownership, if you take responsibility.
yeah, for sure. And many people are afraid of that thought, taking
Yeah.
responsibility. It's seen as a bad thing, or like a scary thing. And it
Yeah.
is. I don't blame them, and also I don't blame myself when I think of this, because sometimes I also, oh shit, I have to do something, like I cannot just stay here and like watch Netflix all day. I have to actually be
Yeah.
active in my life, and do something
Yeah.
with it. um so I get when people are kind of afraid of this thought. but at the same time, it's also a gift. It's also something to be extremely grateful for. You have the possibility to take your life in your own hands, because nobody's gonna do it for you, buddy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah. The
but
bottle's on your hand.
it's a
Like you said.
beautiful thing, I think, because I mean, you want to be happy, right? Like that's the, if you're not working towards that, and a happy, personal life and a happy society in large, what are we
Yeah.
doing? Where are
Well,
we
I would
going?
say at least don't complain about it. If
Yeah, no,
you
that's true. That's
like,
true.
you are free to choose whatever, right? That's free will, but don't
Mm,
complain about it. Like, shut up. Just feel it. Embrace that
yeah,
pain, man. Like, live. Like, we probably also need people who want to embrace the pain. Like, that is totally fair. People
yeah,
have the choice to choose how they want to. Like, happiness per se might not be the goal that everybody has in mind, but at least in that sense, then you need to recognize the responsibility. That's why I come down to that. Like,
yeah,
well, if all I have to share with the world is negative emotion, maybe I should just shut up and deal with them.
yeah.
I still don't believe that that's the solution. I think the solution is still love. But again, anybody's free to do whatever they want.
And also, like, the moment that you take responsibility in your life and you start acting towards your happiness, things around you are gonna change, you know.
Yeah.
So if you keep complaining about the world, which is not a hard thing to do, it's very easy to do nowadays, to see what's happening, in the world, and being like very negative. It's really easy to do. They make it easy for us to do
Yeah.
this. um but if you take a moment and just appreciate what you have right now, even if you think you have nothing, just also the fact that you are capable of thinking that, like you're capable of having the freedom um of living your life, of be in this world, being in this flesh, this body. It's already something, it's maybe not the whole thing, but it's something to start with. And you always need to check what you have at this point, what you can do with what you have, like there's always going to be something that you can do to enhance yourself in a way. You only can know what it is for yourself.
Yeah.
It cannot be told by anybody else. You have your own voice. You have to believe it a lot. You need to believe
Davide,
yourself.
I just want to make you notice something, like
Yeah.
also to reflect back on this podcast. It
Yeah.
started with me speaking, and I think we can honestly say that you led this conversation, you know, and that to
Yeah.
me is also showing, like, probably in the way, in a little form, how also this project helped you find your voice.
Yeah.
So
It,
if that was the case, I would be extremely happy
I
already.
mean, it was for sure a part of it.
Yeah, very good. So it
Also
was
the
part of the
decision.
positive reinforcement, let's say.
Yeah,
Like,
but also the
yeah,
decision of leaving the podcast
yeah,
was
that was
like
your
also.
decision, and
Yeah.
I did not agree with it, but it was the right decision.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
like it was part of my coming to terms with what I really like feel and what I really want for my life, which is not like this podcast is shit, I want to leave it. It's like I'm not. It's not that. It's like I feel I have nothing to like I cannot put myself through this. It's not making me happy, or it's not working towards my happiness, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't bad for me. That also, like, the reason maybe it existed in my life, it's to to make me realize that, to make me realize okay, I have a right also to feel maybe bad about this, maybe, or feel bad, or more like to feel like I it doesn't belong in my life right now. So that's a gift also to getting to know that part of yourself that says, okay, you know what, maybe this is not good for you in this moment. And you just accept it, you know. It's good. It's not because I didn't like working with you, or it's not because I didn't like the experience, but I felt it wasn't bringing me that I wasn't doing it with my heart, you know. I wasn't doing it with passion, or with I wasn't driven, you know. I felt at some point that I had to do it because I had to, you know, and that's not, I think, a good way to live things, you know. Maybe if it happened right now, right over again, maybe I would do it differently. I will never know, but I'm still like, I don't care. I'm excited for what's coming next. So
Exactly.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's a new chapter,
A new world.
new world. Yeah. So you wanna do you have any last words for Senza Forchetta?
Well, for Senza Forchetta, love,
Do you
love, love.
wanna do you wanna explain the story of how the name was born?
I mean, the so because
Because I guess many people like just Senza Forchetta. Why? What does it mean? Maybe English speaking people, of course, maybe
yeah.
don't know. I have to look it up. But also Italian people, like, what does it mean, Senza Forchetta? What is that name? You know, let's just put this into the world and let's tell people.
Okay, so it came from I was eating pasta and
Yeah.
I was making an audio about this podcast idea.
Yeah, but let's back it up. Let's back it up.
Yeah.
I pitched you this idea. Like one day, I sent you an audio message, and I told you, you know what? It would be amazing if you had a podcast where you talked about things, because I was living in Berlin for last summer, so we spent a lot of time with each other, and we used to have these long talks about life, about anything, you know. And so I told you one night I was smoking a joint, and I was like, "Oh my god, you know what? It would be amazing right now to listen to Giovanni's podcast, and I would love that." So I pitched you this idea, and then you can tell the rest of the story. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, the moment he told me that, I went with it.
Right away.
like,
You didn't agitate.
yeah, like it
Yeah.
was the best idea I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because as a narcissist, you give me a microphone and like, come on, like of course, right?
Yeah.
So, but no, I, yeah, then I was recording an audio about this idea, which was we shared everything as it is.
Yeah.
We try to make sense of the nonsense, and I'm explaining this when my eating the pasta, and then so the forchetta, the fork is
The
like
fork.
touching the
Yeah.
plate and making a lot of noise, right?
Yeah.
And I don't remember if it was you or Zanka, like
No, it was me. It was me that I told you that it was fucking annoying as hell, that
yeah,
freaking
you said
fork on
senza
that
forget.
plate.
You said you wrote senza forget, eh,
Yeah.
and then I wrote, oh my god, this is amazing, right? This is the best idea ever.
Yeah.
That's the name of the podcast, and so
Yeah.
that's how the name came. And then that kept growing in meaning, because now once we had the name, we had to find reasons why we picked it, right?
Yeah.
So the reasons why we picked it was like because there's always something missing. So imagine it could be a restaurant where you go and they don't give you the fork. It's like it's a political revolution because we talk without going with the fork. So we're peaceful people. So I
Yeah.
was finding a lot of meanings to it. So it has been a lot of
Yeah.
fun actually doing this.
Yeah. It has. It has for sure.
But yeah,
It's so, yeah. I don't know. It
do
also
you
taught me, you know, in the end that I it was the start of a journey for myself of finding my voice and finding that I have things to say. Actually, I have many things, many ideas, many things I can put into the world, you know. So I'm really grateful for the experience.
yeah, same.
Yeah. And I'm glad it's, we're closing it, because now that we have closure, we can just move on 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true. Sometimes closure may take some additional time, but
yeah,
just remember that it doesn't have to be. So you always have the choice of being happy. So like accepting and moving forward. Otherwise, you
mm,
remain in a cycle, fair, but you're just prolonging suffering. And I think if we
yeah,
can, like, of course, we suffer, we learn through suffering, but we don't need to suffer always and very painfully, right? We can learn like children with games. Yeah.
yeah. Huh. To be continued.
To be continued. Grazie mille,
Yeah,
Davide. Vielen Dank.
grazie, Joe. Vielen Dank, muchas gracias, merci beaucoup
Na zdrowie.
for all of the international listeners.
Yes.
Uh, yeah. So,
Eh, love, 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 love.
yeah, yeah,
Chiudi tu la chiamata?
yeah. I'm
Senza
closing it.
forchetta,
Ciao!
Ciao.
senza